Welcome back to Guardian of Law. Today we are going to talk about what you can claim in industrial court. Have you ever wondered after you're wrongfully dismissed or constructively dismissed by your employer and what you can claim against your employer in industrial court? There are two main remedies you can claim against your employer. They are reinstatement and back wages, or compensation in lieu of reinstatement and back wages. Today, this video is going to address the monetary elements of the remedy, in particular the issue of back wages. The industrial court normally provides back wages to an employee who has been dismissed without just cause or excuses, regardless whether reinstatement were ordered by the court. Back wages proves to be a fundamental remedy in an unfair dismissal claim. But what are back wages exactly? Back wages are ordered by the industrial court to make up of the losses to the claimant had incurred as a result of his dismissal, and is meant to put the claimant back in the position he would have been had if he has not been dismissed. Back wages are therefore awarded to cover the period from the date of the claimant dismissal until the last day of hearing in the industrial court or the date of reinstatement in the company itself. The law has imposed a limit as to how much back wages can be awarded to an individual. Pursuant to the second schedule of the Industrial Relations Act 1967, the maximum amount of back wages that can be given to a confirmed employee is 24 months of their last drawn salary. Professionals are only entitled to receive a maximum of up to 12 months of their last drawn salary as back wages. There are several key issues that will be taken into account by the court in assessing the amount of back wages that's to be awarded to a claimant. First, whether the claimant obtained alternative employment after his dismissal. A deciding factor often viewed by the court is whether the claimant had obtained any employment after being dismissed by his previous company. The industrial court, in assessing the quantum of back wages, will take into account any salaries earned by the claimant after his dismissal and deduct the back wages accordingly. There is no fixed mathematical formula for the deduction of back wages, and this is usually up to the court discretion. Second, whether there was any contributory misconduct involved. The claimant's own attitude or unsatisfactory conduct might be taken as a contributing factor toward the assessment of compensation for wrongful dismissal. Again, there's no fixed formula as to what kind of deduction may be made by the industrial court. Although there's been cases where contributory misconduct resulted in deductions within the range of 30% to 50%. Question: are allowances and commission considered part of wages? The Act does not provide a definition for wages. However, under Employment Act 1955, wages are defined to include all payments to an employee for works done in respect of his contract service, excluding certain items such as annual bonus, value of amenities provided to the employee, EPF contribution, travelling allowance, or concession, or sum payable to reimburse an employee for an expenses. Certain allowance may still be included in the definition of wages when calculating back wages or compensation in lieu of reinstatement. If the allowance are payments for work done in respect of contract of service and are not reimbursement for expenses incurred by the employee, it may be treated as falling within the definition of wages. For example, cases have held that the following allowances can be considered part of the wages: attic allowance, shift allowance, fixed petrol allowance, and outstation overnight allowance. Commission may be included under the spectrum of back wages, subject to several factors. The principle above has been echoed and reaffirmed in other industrial court cases, although it means that whether commissions can be included in an award of back wages will still be determined on a case-by-case basis. Claimants who seek to have their commission calculated as part of their average monthly salary must be able to provide evidence to show their monthly commission earning. Back wages therefore cover different types of remunerations, earning, and allowance, and it is not necessarily restricted to an employee basic salary. Back wages remain an important remedy as they have eased the turmoil of going through when he faced dream of variety of employment. For those who like this video and found this video is useful, remember to subscribe our channel. channel Guardian Vlog. Thank you all for today.